Yeah, one home is really probably not too much work, but you're going to pay a pretty hefty toll and lack of knowledge that you have. See, the mistakes I made and the lessons I learned, those all happened at much lower prices and much lower interest rates, which really compensated for my lack of knowledge, because homes that I bought, those first couple, the rates were so low and the prices were low enough that it was really difficult for me to actually lose money. So now that's not the case. It's actually really easy to lose money in this space. And I'll give you a pretty vivid example. I was looking at this property in this town in Texas just last week, and I flew out to do due diligence on it. I was in contract to buy it. And I sought out a local operator. I actually just went on Airbnb and just looked around for properties that I wanted to kind of emulate. I rip off and duplicate the local success stories. Like, that's my general, MO at this point. Like, if I'm going into a new locale, I just look for what's working and duplicate it. I try to make it better, but I take every aspect of what they're doing that appears to be generating their success and copy it. I just copy and paste it into the property that I'm setting up, and then try to also look for some new things to stand out against them. And so I figured I just started, so I had a pretty good idea of all the properties in the market and how well they were performing. But at the end of the day, you don't know for sure what it's like to operate in a locale until you operate in it. So I found someone on Airbnb that, was a host that had like 5 or 6 properties she was managing. And, I could tell that she owned a couple of them at least. So I reached out to her and said, I'll stay in one of your homes. It's more than I'm looking to spend to just do a work trip, but I will in exchange for your time. I want you to come check out this property I'm buying. I want you to essentially consult me. She was open to it. She did. And I actually made a really good local partner out of it. She's a broker in the area. She actually advised me not to buy the home that I was in contract on, and she had some very good reasons. But I was really grateful for that, and then went and looked at some other homes with her instead. And now we have some offers going out on other properties that make more sense given her intimate local knowledge of exactly, like, I was in the wrong neighborhood. I should have been one neighborhood over. The house actually had some problems that she was able to identify because she knows the soil conditions there lead to higher than average foundation problems and all these little nuanced tidbits of knowledge that she had about the local area that I would not be able to know until I got there and learned them the hard way. So even me, as someone who professionally invests and operates in short-term rentals, I still seek out knowledgeable experts when I go and purchase them, especially in new markets. So that said, yeah, I would absolutely recommend anyone first getting into it, partner up in some way, whether you got to hire a coach or a property manager, a short-term rental property manager that you work with right away during the buying process, or an agent that is actually an expert that's and they own and operate short-term rentals. It's the only way someone can really know about the short-term rentals in the market, or put your money with a syndicator that professionally invests in short-term rentals, right? Like, all of those are better than just trying to do it yourself on your first one, because it is just so darn easy to lose money right now.
Wow. I'm actually quite overwhelmed by what you said, because